Let's cook it up. Pink sauce ravioli and sauteed ravioli. We'll start from scratch. These are the ingredients that we'll be using for making the ravioli filling. You can refer to this list. We'll start with making the dough. It requires 1 cup of maida, 1/4 tsp of salt, 1 tablespoon of oil and lukewarm water to knead it into a dough. This will yield approximately 15 to 18 raviolis depending upon the size that you're shaping it into. Also, cover it with a wet muslin cloth and set it aside for 30 minutes. Next, we are making the filling of the ravioli. I have used 1.5 tablespoon of butter. You can also use olive oil. Now I'm going to add in finely chopped garlic to it. Cook it for 2 minutes till it turns golden brown. Cook it on a very slow flame so that it does not get burned, and stir it occasionally. Once you see it's cooked, now I'm going to add in onions, finely chopped onions, and cook them again on a slow flame till they become translucent. Stir it occasionally, the same process. It will take some time for the onions to become translucent. Once they've become translucent, as you can see, now I'm adding in finely chopped mushrooms, followed with capsicum. Next in, we are going to add baby corn, finely chopped, thin circles of baby corn. Mix them well. Next, we are adding finely chopped spinach. These are fresh leaves of spinach. Next in, we are going to add green chilies. And now comes the time to add our seasonings. I'm starting with red chili flakes. Then we're going to add some salt and black pepper. It's as per your taste. Mix them well, turn down the flame and let it cool completely. Then we're going to add in paneer and grated cheese. We're mixing paneer and grated cheese. You can also use ricotta cheese here if you have. I'm using processed cheese that I have at home with me. Mix them well properly and keep aside the mixture. We'll use it later for filling in the raviolis. Now we'll start with making rolled out sheets for the ravioli. I've taken a small part from the dough and going to roll it into a sheet. I'm using a sharp end kontori. You can also use cookie cutter to cut circles out of your thin sheet. This is how we'll be cutting circles, pressing the kontori down onto the sheet, and this will yield us fine circles. Side by side, we are also boiling water in a pan for poaching process. Peel out the excess of the sheet. Now we remain with 6 circles. We'll start with filling one by one, 3 circles at a time so that we can cover it with the remaining 3. Use a spoon to fill in the. Once you've filled, now we'll cover it with the other one, putting it on the top. We'll start with sealing the edges properly. Press it with the help of your thumb. There should be no air bubbles on the inside of the filling and the dough. Now we'll be using a fork and going to mark the edges, the sealed edges, finely. These are how they're going to look before we put in for poaching. Now the water has come to the boil. We're going to add in our raviolis and poach them for about 7 to 8 minutes. Remember, we won't over poach them because we're going to cook them anyway in the process of sauteing it and making the pink sauce. This is how your cooked poached ravioli is going to look like. I've also made a momo shaped ravioli, as you can see, and these are about 16 raviolis to be precise. We are using red and white sauce for making the pink sauce. Firstly, we'll start with making the sauteed ravioli. I've added 1 tablespoon of oil. You can also use butter. I'm using extra virgin olive oil. We'll start in by using freshly pounded garlic cloves, say about 5 garlic cloves, and we're going to cook it. We'll cook it on low flame. Once they've started to sputter, we're going to add in salt and black pepper. You can adjust the salt because our filling and the dough both has salt, so you can adjust it as per your taste. We'll cook them on a very low flame. Next we're going to add seasonings, mixed herbs, whatever you have. You can add in chili flakes, oregano, thyme, dried basil if not fresh basil. We'll just cook it, mix them well. Mix them well. Next in we are going to add our poached raviolis. Toss them well using a tong or a spatula. Try and avoid breaking them. I'm going to top them with freshly cut basil leaves, and your aglio olio or sauteed ravioli, as you can call it, is ready. You can eat it directly. This is white sauce. I'm going to mix the two sauces and make pink sauce. Our sauteed ravioli. Starting with making the pink sauce ravioli, this is the marinara sauce. I've already shared the recipe of marinara and bechamel. You can refer to that. We're going to mix these two into the sauteed ravioli. Start by 3 dollops of white sauce. You can adjust the color with adding or reducing the amount of red and white sauce. We're just going to mix them randomly. Combine them well in a pan before adding it onto the ravioli, because we just don't want to break the ravioli much, so just mix them well, combine them properly. Once it's done, we are going to add this sauce onto a ravioli. Use a spatula for mixing the two, and it's done. Our pink sauce ravioli. You can serve it with garlic butter toast bread.